It happens in a single update. No warning, no transition period. Every transaction, every transfer, every payment ever made. Visible, permanent, unchangeable. Bank vaults fall silent. Markets hesitate. Governments freeze. For the first time in history, money has no shadows, and the world must face what it reveals. Money has always carried power, but it has also carried secrecy. Behind closed doors, fortunes moved, debts vanished. Crimes hid in spreadsheets no one could see. Now imagine a world where that ends. What if every financial transaction became fully transparent and immutable? Not just today, not just tomorrow, forever. In this world, all financial activity is recorded on a global public ledger. It cannot be edited. It cannot be erased. It cannot be hidden. Every purchase, every salary, every tax payment, every bribe. It's all visible, all permanent. This is not surveillance by a state. It is visibility by design. For the first time, money tells the truth. No offshore accounts, no shell companies, no creative accounting. The ledger remembers everything, and it never forgets. Financial secrecy didn't begin with criminals. It began with trust. Banks promised discretion. Governments promised confidentiality. Privacy became a feature. But secrecy also enabled abuse. Tax evasion, money laundering, hidden corruption. The system protected stability and shielded wrongdoing. Immutability means permanence. Once recorded, a transaction cannot change. No retroactive edits, no deleted histories, no rewritten records. This is not a database. It is a historical record of value. As permanent as stone inscriptions, but global. Today, audits or selective records can be altered. Trust is institutional. In this world, audits are automatic, records are permanent, trust is structural. The system itself becomes the referee. Bribes become visible. Kickbacks surface instantly. Illicit flows leave trails anyone can follow. Corruption doesn't disappear overnight, but hiding it becomes nearly impossible. Power loses its invisibility. No tax evasion, no hidden income, and no shadow economies. Governments no longer guess revenue, they see it. Taxes become simpler. Rates can drop. Compliance becomes automatic. The relationship between citizen and state shifts. At first panic, capital freezes, investors hesitate, wealth restructures, old advantages vanish. Transparency resets the playing field. Those who thrived on opacity struggle, those who built real value endure. When double-entry bookkeeping spread, empires grew, and financial reporting standardized, markets stabilized. Each leap in transparency reshaped power. This is that moment on a global scale. Illegal activity depends on money movement. Without secrecy, organized crime weakens. Terror financing collapses. Fraud becomes traceable. Crime doesn't end, but it becomes costly, slow, and risky. Transparency has a cost. Every purchase is visible. Every donation exposed. Every habit traceable. The question emerges, is financial privacy a right or a liability? Societies must decide where lines are drawn. Corporate accounts are now public. Executive compensation, supplier payments, political donations, everything visible. Trust increases, but so does scrutiny. Corporate behavior changes not from ethics, but from exposure. Historically, trust relied on reputation. Now it relies on data. You don't trust a company's promise. You read its ledger. Wealth concentration becomes undeniable. The world sees exactly where money flows. Public pressure rises. Policy debates become evidence-based. The narrative of merit faces hard numbers. Those who relied on complexity lose leverage. Those who create value gain credibility. Power shifts from opacity to efficiency. Banks no longer guard secrets. They become service providers, custody, risk management, advisory roles. Trust moves from institutions to protocols. Markets don't like sudden truth. Asset bubbles burst. Speculation collapses. Valuations reset. The pain is real, but it is finite. With full transparency, systemic risks are visible early. Crises are predicted sooner. Collapses are slower and smaller. The system learns to see itself, from hidden war debts to undisclosed financial derivatives. Crashes often began with unseen risks. This system eliminates blind spots. Citizens can see how money really works. Who profits? Who pays? Who benefits? Economic education accelerates. Ignorance becomes harder to maintain. Spending becomes intentional. Public figures act carefully. Institutions think twice, not because they are watched, but because the system remembers. If it's centralized, power concentrates. If it's decentralized, governance becomes complex. Control determines whether transparency empowers or oppresses. This is the central risk. Transparency exposes injustice, but it also exposes vulnerability. Medical payments, personal struggles, private choices. Society must balance truth with humanity. Corruption declines, trust shifts to systems, power redistributes, accountability rises, but privacy must be redefined. Freedom must be protected differently. Money stops being just a tool. It becomes history, a permanent record of human priorities. What we fund, what we exploit, what we value. What if all financial transactions were transparent and immutable? Lies would struggle to survive. Power would lose its shadows. Truth would become unavoidable. But the cost would be exposure. And once truth is permanent, there is no going back. If money becomes fully transparent, what happens when identity itself becomes immutable?